Hey everybody, welcome back. So for this story, we are going to read another Jan Brett book. This one is called Home for Christmas, and this is one of my favorites. Okay, just remember with the Jan Brett books, there's always illustrations on the side to tell you what's going on. So I'm going to do my best so you can see them, okay? Rollo was a wild troll, a very wild troll, always racing off, his scruffy troll tail bouncing around behind him. Trolls' tails will drop off one day, but only if the troll is kind, helpful, and does his chores. Rollo's little sister had lost hers years ago, but Rollo didn't care one bit. He just did whatever he wanted. Alright, there's Rollo, riding around on that pig. Rollo never made his bed for Mama Troll. He never chopped wood for Papa Troll. He never helped little sister collect eggs. One morning, when they all asked for his help, Rollo had enough. No, no, no! He whooped and he grabbed his rucksack, leapt over their heads, and ran towards the mountains. Mama Troll looked at Papa Troll and shook her head sadly. The chances of Rollo losing his tail are mighty slim. There he was, running off. Rollo walked along, getting hungry and tired. Where would he spend the night? He spied an owl's nest in the tree. Huh, he shouted, it's up this tree for me. He climbed up and snuggled down with the owlets as Mother Owl looked on. When the little birds opened their mouth wide, Rollo opened too. Yum, free food, he thought. Sleepy and full, he dozed off and tucked under Mother Owl's warm, fluffy feathers. No bed to make here, he mumbled. And there's Rollo sleeping with the owls. But his lazy life didn't last long. The owlets grew fast, and the nest got crowded. They spent hours flapping their wings until the day came for them to fly. Mother Owl glared at Rollo, but he didn't move. So she bumped him out of the nest. Can't you see I don't have wings? He screeched. Rollo shook the feathers out of his hair and he had enough. He went through the forest, leaping and chasing field mice as he went. He hadn't gone far when he spotted Mother Bear, watching her two cubs rolling around and roughhousing in the grass. Rollo dove in, cuffing the cubs and tickling their noses. Mother Bear didn't care. Now she had 3 naughty creatures to watch over instead of 2. That night, Rollo followed the bears to their mossy cave and fell asleep curled up with the cubs. No wood to cut here. There he is, rustling around with the little bears. And as the day passed, it got harder for Rollo to keep up with the bears. They had tough paws and sharp claws to help them scramble over rocks and climb trees looking for food. Then at the end of summer, Mother Bear spotted a hive. She opened it up with a big swipe of her paws. Delicious honey gushed out. It had been a long time since Rollo had tasted anything so sweet. He shoved the baby bears aside. Oh no! Big mistake! The angry bees aimed their stingers at him. He threw himself into the nearby pool and dove underwater. Rollo floated up, the taste of honey still in his mouth. Oh, I wish I had some of little sister's sweet nose print cookies. He thought, maybe I should go home. But he saw a gang of otters playing on a waterfall. Wait for me, he cried. He threw off his wet clothes and dove back in. Whew, this is the life for me. One morning, Rollo awoke to find a thin skin of ice on the pool. Otters don't give it any mind, but Rollo could not stop shivering. He put his clothes on, stuffed his boots with moss, and waved goodbye, and went on his way. It was snowing when Rollo met up with a new friend who was as wild as he was. Lynx liked to play pounce and hide and seek. So did Rollo. While they were romping in the snow, little sister was at home feeding his hedgehog. Rollo may be gone for now, she said, but we miss him every day. It got colder and colder. The berries froze and food was harder to find. One afternoon, Rollo felt Lynx's eyes staring at him in a hungry way. It was time to move on. Oh no, he might have been the next snack. The drifts got deeper. His nose was turning blue when he noticed moose tracks, big and little. He followed them up the mountain to a meadow where he saw Father Moose, Mother Moose, and their calf standing in the snow. "Hi-ho!" he called and pranced over to them. Rollo made friends right away. He found berries and lichen under the snow where Father Moose had scraped away the ice with his hooves. He ate and ate while the moose calf drank milk from Mother Moose. Rollo spent the night with the moose family. The next morning, he was so happy to be with them that he jumped up expecting to get a big hug from Mother Moose, just the way his mother hugged him at home. But Mother Moose was not used to a cold, pointy troll nose pushing into her soft, warm nose. She tossed her head and galloped off, leaving him sprawling in the snow. That night, Rollo was riding along on Father Moose's antler when the antlers began to sway. "Oh no!" he shouted, holding on tight. "Winter is when mooses shed their antlers," and he found himself tumbling down and landing in a snowdrift. He was brushing snow off his eyes when he smelt the smoke from a wood fire. "That's coming from my house," he imagined, the warm fire inside, the good food in his soft bed. Most of all, he remembered Mama and Papa's big hugs and little sister laughing at his jokes. He began to cry. So Rollo's sobs got louder, and the antler began to rock back and forth on the slippery snow. It started sliding down the mountain faster and faster, bouncing over ice boulders and skidding across frozen rivers. It was an antler toboggan. Rollo spotted his little house down in the valley, and his sobs turned into whoops of joy. Rollo's family was on their way home from the Christmas tree when they heard whoops echoing down the mountain. They knew it was Rollo and he had come home. They rushed to meet him as fast as they could. How excited they were to see him. On Christmas Eve, the Troll family gathered to light the holiday candles. Mama, Papa, and little sister looked around proudly at the beds Rollo had made, the wood he had chopped, and the cookies little sister had baked with the eggs that he had gathered. Papa Troll grinned as Rollo leaned forward to light the candle. "Have you lost something, Rollo?" he asked. Rollo just smiled. "I'm home for Christmas," he caroled. "For the best Christmas ever," little sister sang, and the cat just purred with their new toy. Oh no, he lost his tail. After the feast, the Troll family sat by the fire, home for Christmas all together, singing and telling stories of the night. The end. All right, I hope you enjoyed Jambrette's Home for Christmas.